Hello everyone and welcome back to Monster Mania, part of the Jesse Hecht Creative Collection. Today we are looking at Baron Zemo, Baron Strucker, and Red Skull, as well as some Kitbashes from Marvel Legends. Before we begin, make sure to click that like button and claw that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Baron Zemo has a neat head sculpt here. It's very tactical looking. I love the indents in it, and the shading is really nice. All those lines are wonderful, and the wash is really cool. He has some really large sort of gold plates adorning his head like a crown. Those white eyes are really cool looking, and he's pretty scary. Love it. He also comes with a sword that looks really cool and fits well in his hand. However, this is not the sword he came with. The one he came with was yellow hilted and had a lot of paint chips on it, so I scrapped it and threw it away and gave him a sword from Taskmaster. This is a nice replacement though and looks really cool. In addition to the letter Z on his gun holster, you can also fit this gun right into this socket right over here. It looks pretty nice and fits really well. You can't really fit the sword in there. It's a really tight fit, but I noticed it does chip a bit on the body and leave residue, so be really careful with that. The classic version of Zemo has a similar head, but not quite. Different kind of gold plates on it and a different color. Really nice wash once again. Looks awesome. I love the shoulder pads too. Really well done. The body is mostly purple with a big champion's belt on it. Again, bucky cap legs down to these pieces of fur, looking really nice down to the yellow. There are some nice stripes painted on his gloves that look awesome, and this belt's really funny. I love the handle. Wonderful body for the figure and looking really cool. The back is mostly the same, very nicely done for the figure. This Zemo also comes with a sword, darker blade, same gold and painted hilt. However, the hilt does leave some markings on the inside, and yeah, that's a shame for this. It also comes off of this hilt, so just be careful when posing him. Zemo's hands have a swivel for both, and then a up and down knocking motion, and then a side to side sword wielding motion. These are great hands aside from that paint rub. Zemo also has holding hands, but for what, I don't know. They work really well and swivel and hinge very nicely like most hands do. As far as articulation goes for Zemo, the head can go backwards, forwards, all the way around. Nice swivel over here, pivot. You go up this far and down. This piece is around the shoulder joint, so just be careful with that around how you move it, and it might kind of work with it, so just hold it in place and then move it around as you like. Swivel over here, double joint pinless elbow over here, really nice, and down. We do get a back this far and forward this far, kind of hindered by this piece over here, the belt. You do get a swivel over here, and you get out this far, in, and then up this far and down and back with the nice joint over here, hindered by this a little bit. Down, swivel, swivel, down, up, and pivot with Chupe goes upon the feet. Definitely a great figure. I love this Zemo. He looks really cool and classic. I like him a little bit better than the original. He has a little more panache and style going for him. Wonderful. Modern Zemo stands at just under 6 inches tall. Classic Zemo stands at about 6 inches tall or so, and they look nice together. Different versions of the same villain. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. Wise proverb says, speak no evil, hear no evil, Zemo evil. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. Strucker is up next. I really love the monocle. Looks really awesome. We have some really cool scars in this guy. I'm glad I kept him. The face is amazing. Looks very war-torn and hardened, and very bald also. Incredibly well done. Love it. The body is armored and awesome. We have the Doom's hand over here. The Satan Claw. This amazing red glove is really neat. We have some cool armor going around the whole body. A lot of spiked parts everywhere. It's very old school technology and really nicely done. However, it's a weird anatomy where his broad shoulders just go in there. It's just kind of weird. The belt's cool, and I like this whole thing. It's a very retro-futuristic body. The legs have some cool shading and some cool pads on the sides. Really nicely done for that. And looking great. The pins are kind of very, very in your face, and he has some nice joints looking everywhere. Wonderful for the figure. No accessories, so as far as articulation goes, the head can go left and right, and then up and down a little bit. Tiny bit of pivot here, and not really any pivot at all. Get some swivel though. You go up this far and down. You can't really go all the way around just because of this little shoulder pad over here. Go up this far over here and down, and you can swivel the claw and go hinge up and hinge back, and then grip with the hand. Over here you can also do a hinge, and kind of works over there, and you also get a swivel and then a grip and then back the same kind of way. Goes back this far, forward this far, swivel at the waist, out this far far with the ball jointed hips and in, then up this far and back pretty okay. You get a swivel at the top, you get a double jointed knee that works out really well, and down. You get a swivel at the boot and a down and a up, and no real pivot that much, kind of, and a toe joint. That's pretty cool. And 2 pegos upon the feet. Interesting figure, looks really cool. However, I may retire him in my collection for what you're going to see next. I'm not a big fan of this head sculpt, and that all boils down to the mouth. It should be an evil smile or a frown instead of a grimace. It's kind of weird. I love the lightning bolt kind of scar going down his face. Really nicely done. The ears are cool. He has a seam on his head. It's kind of a shame because he's, bald probably, that head sculpt. We also have the monocle inset into his eye really nicely, and it looks nice, just that mouth is kind of weird. The body we've seen before. The HYDRA logo looks really cool on it, as well as an H over here. The Satan claw is back and better than ever. Looking really awesome over here and commanding evil. We have some nice little ropes going down onto his arm over here. It's sort of an ascot scarf kind of going around his entire neck. We have an interesting kind of Superman looking kind of undies on the outside kind of thing, and a glove matching that color, as well as boots matching that color. The color looks nice. It's really cool. Just a little bit outdated for me, I think, as far as this character goes. The Satan claw also comes with 2 energy effects you can wrap around it to make it look like it's glowing, and it's a really cool effect and adds to the glove. Very nice. Even though the body is reused, the glove can't really turn that much, but the hand can go back, forward, and the head can go left and right, back, forward. Not that great in this ascot piece, and swivel. It's a little bit of tiny bit of pivot here and there. It's okay articulation for a pretty good figure. Toy Biz Baron Strucker stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall, while Hasbro Baron Strucker stands at about 6 inches tall or so. I really like these figures. However, I don't think they're both a definitive version of the character. If anything, Toy Biz has the right idea, while Hasbro is classic, but I don't think it looks good enough to fit with the rest of the collection. And also here's Jesse Hecht Creative. And then I said, Strucker, I hardly knew her. What? I got that joke from Kang. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. I've already shown off this Kitbash before, but here is the Red Skull in an old HYDRA uniform. Yeah, this is how I thought he looked before I actually got the figure that came out with him that's new. It has a Red Skull head on top, along with a gun from the Red Skull figure. 2 different Red Skull figures, though, as well as a HYDRA body from a 3rd figure. It's kind of a mess, but kind of beautiful in a weird way. I really love this Red Skull head better than the previous one. It's a little smaller and much more red and nicer looking. You can actually see all the details on it and what details there are. Wrinkles, sunken in eyes, sunken in cheekbones. Really great looking pieces over here as far as the makeup for this head. Very pursed lips. The nose is wonderful. I love this head sculpt. It's really nicely done and reminds me so much of a skull. The body is new and wonderful, has a HYDRA strap on the side over here and green gloves, the dark green body, a black belt over here with some nice brown for the shoes. Very nicely done for this body. We've seen this on Zemo, but now it's on Red Skull. This is awesome and really cool looking. He comes with 2 fists that we've seen before. You get a swivel and then a hinge going up and down really nicely. They're pretty cool. He doesn't come with 2 guns, but I have them anyways. These look really nice and have the HYDRA logo on them. I believe they're reused from a different figure, but these are pretty good hands to hold them as well. You can swivel and then hinge down and then hinge up and then swivel and hinge down and up for both. Very nice hands on a very nice figure. You also get 2 grasping hands for the cosmic cube he comes with. This is the artifact that he really loves and wants to be with. It's very nicely done. It's a cube that is a very light kind of light blue and really cool looking. Very awesome as well. You get a swivel for both hands and then up and down really nicely, and the cube is great too. He does come with 1 more head I'm not going to show off yet, but this body is great for other figures if you want something more plain clothes and more chill. Maybe for G.I. Joe, just change this thing, would you? As far as articulation goes for Red Skull, the head can go back this far and forward this far, all the way around with a neat looking joint on the side. Nice pivot everywhere you want. We did go over this already with Zemo, so I'm going to go over the legs. We do get out this far and in, up this far and back, not really that far. Double jointed pinless tech on the legs and down. You do get a swivel up, a swivel down, and then up. Nice detents, and then swivel, and then 2 pegos up on the feet. You also get a swivel over here, and a back not really that far, and a forward pretty okay on the torso. Really nice body for this figure, great accessories, and looking awesome. This is a great Red Skull, but if you want a modern one, stay tuned. And finally, my Kitbash that I made years ago and updated to a modern standard. This is my Red Skull. The head sculpt is positively demonic, very nice looking. I love this thing. Rictus grin that goes all the way to the back of the cheekbones very nicely. The eyes are a piercing blue, and he's very happy to destroy the Avengers and Captain America all in one fell swoop. This is amazingly done. This head sculpt is fantastic. I love it. The body is a mix of Spider-Man Noir along with the previous Red Skull figure from, I believe, the film or the comics. I'm not exactly sure if it really specified. The arms are from that, definitely, with this HYDRA symbol right over here. The jacket is from that as well, and we also have these guns from that as well. But the body is Spider-Man Noir and looks really cool on him. Really nicely done and super awesome. I love this thing. It's great. As far as accessories goes, I gave him 2 of the Red Skull guns that have the HYDRA emblem on them. Look really nice. It works better in this hand than in this hand. I also gave him the old school Omega red head that looks really big on him. I love the expression though. It's very demonic and creepy. Yeah, it's a nice head. It just doesn't really fit the current head that I use for both Red Skulls. As far as articulation goes for the Red Skull Kitbash, the head can go left and right and then backwards and forwards very nicely. We also get a nice pivot over here a little bit for some madness. We also get up this far and down all the way around. This jacket's a little bit tight. You get a swivel over here and a double jointed elbow that's very old school and very nice looking. We also get a swivel over here and up and down a little bit, and a swivel over here and then up and down a little bit. You get back not really that far, forward pretty okay. You get a swivel at the waist and out this far, in, up this far, back pretty okay, not really seeing it that much, and in all the way with the double knee joint over here. You get a swivel up here, no swivel down here sadly, down and up, and then pivot with 2 goes upon the feet. Very nice looking figure, very nice Kitbash if I do say so myself, and this is basically my modern Red Skull. He looks wonderful and the head does wonders for him. Classic Kitbash Red Skull stands at just under 6 inches tall. Hasbro Red Skull stands at just over 6 inches tall, while modern Kitbash Red Skull stands at about 5 3/4 inches tall or so. They're really cool figures, and it's nice seeing an evolution of Red Skulls, whether it be mine or Hasbro's. I hope we get a modern version soon. That would be awesome. And also here, Jesse Hecht Creative. Alas, dear Red Skull head, I knew thee well, whether 'tis nobler to live on a body smaller than thee than to die in a Kitbash bin larger than thee. Your efforts shall be missed. Good night, sweet prince. Overall, HYDRA has been one of my favorite villain groups since I learned about Marvel, and I'm glad to have these high-ranking members in my collection. Baron Zemo has come a long way from being one of my first Marvel Legends I ever got to a recent acquisition. I do love how the older one looks as far as the modern one goes. The Z's on the guns and the leopard print gun is very fun, and this figure was great for its time. However, the Walgreens Zemo tops it in every way. I do find that I love it much better with the articulation scheme as well as the pinless tech along with the new sword, and the leopard print shoulders and boots are really nice, and it comes together much better than the modern version. The same goes for Strucker. Again, the Toy Biz version was great for its time, but the new version is much better. I do think the face needs a lot of work, however the rest of it is very good, and I love the color scheme. The Satan Claw is wonderful as well with the accessories that come with it, and I do like the HYDRA logo on his chest. Go HYDRA. Red Skull has been a favorite of mine since I first got a different action figure of him many years ago in the 1990s. That being said, I really like the Kitbashes I've made. The old school Red Skull is much better updated from Marvel itself than my Kitbash. While a modern Red Skull has never come to fruition, I do think this one is the cream of the crop. The one I've made has a great design. I love the coat on him, and basically everything about him is my favorite things about modern Red Skull. I do think that Hasbro will probably top me in a while, but for now, this one is my favorite. The old school one they've made is great too. The amount of hands that come with him and the heads are great. The gun is awesome, and the whole look is really classic. If you're a fan of HYDRA, or at least any of these high-ranking members of it, I'd recommend you pick them up as soon as you can, because HYDRA demands a high price. But make no mistake that sometimes the greatest of monsters can look like the most normal of people. So which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and do keep being creative. Stay tuned.